couple things that I want you guys to really recognize of what Omit have done good, right? 45 seconds left. They killed Tyler off the break. He's the last guy. What do they do good here? Cheers, Mark, for the tier 1. I appreciate it, my guy. Thank you very much. You've got land tomorrow? Yeah. I've got some questions about that, actually. I'll hit you up after the stream. But this question's for you, Swag. So have a look at this. Have a look at Omit's arrows, right? After they've won the break, right? 40 seconds left. What is good about him and what is good about him? Easy question. 1 and 2 got into the crosses, good. But from a fundamental perspective, what do we say we want to do? What's good, Jace? How you doing, my guy? What do we say from a fundamental perspective? Good. Okay, but what is this called? So when we talk about this, I want you to talk about the fundamentals first. I want you to talk about the top down. Good. Yes. Good, Leezy. Fantastic. So what Omit are doing really well here, and this is how the game progressed, is they get a clean wave, understand what map control you can get, understand the amount of space you can get, play good positions. Once you make kills, understand where they're going to be spawning, and based on where you are in the flow will then determine how much space you can get, and then you're using teamwork to basically get that next wave, get that first kill of the next wave. Make it easy. Play tradable positions. So right here, look at Reese. Look at Vivid right here. Does a fantastic job pushing out to Jim. Understands, hey, I can't get space. For you guys who are new in the chat, for you players who are new to competing in general, space means how much of the map control, if you had to sprint forward, could you get without getting into a gunfight or potentially dying. And understanding how much of the map you can progress up without putting yourself in a compromising position is how you then win that next wave. And you see Reese does a fantastic job here.
We're going for it. Vivid.
Then right here, this is where you have the numbers, and you notice he hasn't committed here, chat. Why has Reese not committed here? Why is Vivid not committed to taking the fights on 7 and 6? No help. Okay, so very good answer, Red. So Red has the answer that I'm looking for, but I want you guys to expand on that. So when he doesn't have any help, what happens if Reese ends up challenging 7 and 6? And this is not a hindsight thing. This is, I know exactly where you're spawning. I know how many of you have spawned kitchen based on my positioning. But then let's say he does take that fight. What fight is he taking, chat? Right? Yes, good. If he solo Charles, he can, yeah, good. It's a 1v2. And I need you guys to understand, you'll be very actually surprised. A lot of pro COD, a lot of high level COD it's less about, obviously your talent still matters, your ability mechanically still matters, but at the highest level it's a numbers game. It's a percentages game. How can we play positions to bring your teammates into it? How can we stay alive? What Vivid has done here in this situation, good situational awareness, is understanding, right, there's still a lot of time on the clock. That's at least 2 waves. He can let the game come to him, but if he holds space and he holds map control, he can bring his teammates into the fight. He can then not scam. This is what we call discipline. He will play disciplined, not take a 1v2, wait for his teammates to get in, and then they can fight the next wave. So yeah, so just to reiterate, guys, you see what I'm saying? If you already have progression on scrap time, play a high line. Use it. Play to trade. Especially after you get a clean wave. You get that clean wave, reinforce where you think the quickest route is, where you think pressure is coming from, and then you can react off where the pressure is. They don't do that. They give FaZe the entire map control, and I want to also give FaZe a lot of credit. There are 2 things that FaZe do absolutely excellently here in order to capitalize on the mistake Omit made. 2 things. What do you guys reckon that is? Taking the same Charles aping together. Good. Right. So they ape together. They have mind. This is what we call hive mind, right? Hive mind, chat, is making a decision or having the same decision across all players. They all decided to hit scrap. Not one person's doing this and one person's doing this. No. Hive minding is having the same goal or the same objective. So good. Number 1. What is the second thing from a flow perspective that FaZe are doing really well here. They child top cat and bottom bed. Now they picked up, so they picked up top cat first. And explain to me, so go one step further. Why is it important to pick up top cat first? Because top cat, good. Yep, fantastic, Frank. Absolutely fantastic. Good answer.
There, and P1 is going to come to a close.
Power positions, very good.
Yeah, that's a perfect start
And
there for Moment.
you can see how FaZe are still playing this. They're still trying to use teamwork. They're still trying to hive mind. They're still trying to ape. And one of the things that pro teams do really well, especially your FaZes, your LATs, your optics, is if you make a mistake, they will punish you. They will capitalize on it, and they will do it fast. Speed and lack of hesitation in the decision making you have. They didn't hesitate. They came off spawn. They knew the situation they were in. They were communicating it, and they hit out together. Okay, right. Let's see how they play this. Now, this is a situation where I like the fact that he's taken his free life, right? Now he's using his free life. He's bumping out for then the rest of the guys to then refill where needed, right? This is what I like from Craze, and this is why it is different from bumping out on a P1 versus bumping out on a P2. It's because it's advantageous. When you die, the spawn that you get based on relative to where the enemies are, like that no map progression spawn, is beneficial in comparison to that rare example on P1 where that no map progression spawn bedroom is actually not helpful whatsoever. When you play against good players, you almost overthink it. You are scared of their names. You hesitate on the decisions you normally would do. You don't take the same gunfights you would because you feel like that, oh, I'm playing a known name. Right? Therefore, for some reason, magically, he's going to take more bullets or whatever. What I love about watching Craze against FaZe is the fact that he keeps that same level of confidence, that same level of decisiveness, that same like lack of hesitation, even against FaZe. What I find is sometimes, and this is why I think esports, I've always thought this way, that esports 75% of it is mental, right? You can have all the talent in the world, but if there's pressure and you're playing against some of the best players in the world, you either play really slow because you're scared or you play really fast because you're overcompensating. The thing that I was impressed by this entire team, and I'm just going to highlight Craze, is his pacing. I was impressed by his pacing. He knew when to speed up, when to slow down. Another player whose pacing I was really impressed by was Abe. Abe on Toronto. His first game, I can't remember who it was against. I think maybe it was Miami. I can't remember. But like his pacing was excellent. And I remember tweeting about it. I love seeing amateur players who, from the eye test, look super comfortable playing against household names. That's how you know mentally they're going to be in the league for a long time. Very good from Crazy here. This is what I like to see. And look at this. He's not then ego challenging. Look at this here, guys. So he uses his free life, right? Whatever. Simp gets through. Chris makes a fantastic play. He gets through. He kills number one in the back. But then he doesn't reach out. He's waiting for a teammate to get into the play. You know what I mean? And then when he gets off the time, then he goes and tries to chow. Let me try my best to explain to you what a hindsight play is versus what not a hindsight play is. So let's look at this situation, right? You know, okay, I see nothing here. You have the minimap to help you and guide you and tell you, right, I know where all these four players are, and that's going to be some sort of a bias when it comes to the play that you're making, right? But you need to try your best when it comes to either developing a system or you're trying to give feedback, is you're trying to remove that bias you have of looking at where you think the players are at the moment, and you're trying to get specific information at the moment, right? And right here, even though number 3 doesn't see anything, which when you don't see anything will tell you where people are going to be based on that timing perspective, it doesn't necessarily mean that nobody is going to hit that nobody is going to play that, right? Not everybody plays perfect fluid COD. One team's mistake might be a benefit if it kills you, right? If you're not ready for it. And in this case, you can see here, even though he's the last guy in the flow, and you might say, right, he's the last guy in the flow, so he's going to play scrap, and then everyone else should be out mid. And then he can play off the hill once the hill is gone, because then now you know the timing, right? But then he doesn't. He's the one that's actually playing for it, not the guy on scrap. Right? He still kills him, but then you have the second guy challenging. And you might argue, well, the second guy shouldn't even be in this position, because the second guy from a game plan perspective should be like here or like here or like here, because in a perfect world, that is what the perfect or the most optimal play would have been. And that is my point, is just because it's not like optimal doesn't mean teams aren't going to do it, and a mistake can't then just be a benefit, and we don't have the benefit of hindsight to then say, okay, maybe you shouldn't have done this, maybe you shouldn't have done this. And in that situation with Ken and Dante, I think Ken was here, but like, if you're the first guy, I want you holding that. I want you holding it, because you do not know, unless you get that specific information that all 4 players are there, that someone isn't going to do this in late chow. Even if it is the third guy or the second guy, that you have the luxury of a minimap to tell you. That's, I guess the differences between like hindsight and then understanding in the moment decision making and using that information in the moment.
For his trouble, but another death in the pile. Abizi now pressing forward.
This is so good from Abizi. This was actually so good from Abizi, because if you notice here, guys, he bought time. This is why the free life is so important, right? Right, let's look at Abizi's point of view. Using his free life. He has no idea. He has no idea where Abizi is. The reason why a free life is so important, guys, and understanding when to use your free life to be beneficial for the team, is because you catch people sprinting. You catch people throwing a nade. You catch people throwing a stun. And you get specific information of how many people are in a certain place. Look at him. Crazy's not even looking at Abizi. Abizi's ran up using his free life, trying to play kills, because he's thinking, are you going to come here or are you going to come here? He's playing for both angles right now, because he doesn't know if you're going to do this or if you're going to do this. Right? Look at it. And then he snaps onto him. And while he's doing that, look at Draz. Draz is using his free life. The free life is one of the best ways to promote teamwork, because you're basically using this guy as a sacrificial lamb. You're like, right, Abizi, you go run, you go use your free fucking life. I'm just going to watch over you, and I'm going to trade anyone that ends up killing you because they're tweaking about you. And a free life gives you the ability to use your talent here, guys. But understanding when to use your free life is key. Look how he plays it. He nades this side, expecting Mamba to slide across. He nades it to either force him to chow off weak or stop him pushing, right? And then look, this is the point that I was making earlier. FaZe are so annoying at using their stuns and nades. He's look at him. He has chowed off a nade. He naded him, semtexed him, and he's chowed off it. And they do this every time. In this case, it hasn't worked. But more often than not, it's going to work. I feel like there are so many hills where like I expect FaZe to win because they're in advantageous positions, and then they just don't, because like someone's just made a hero play. Like someone's just got like a 2-piece or a 3-piece. Like Craze here, like if Craze doesn't win this 1-on-1 versus MC, like FaZe are going to full 60 this. And then they're going to be up by 40. Like this is such a huge 1-on-1, right? This is such a huge 1-on-1. They win this. 6 is going to play for 2. 5 is in a hybrid spot to help both ways. Like then FaZe are going to get the next wave of P4, and then they're going to be up by 40 points. And then, but Craze wins such a huge 1-on-1 on P4. This 1-on-1 right here is huge.
Oh, the 1v1 gets won by Craze. Takes
Because
it
now they're
to
tweaking
the
about him, and then number 2 takes that route.
reinforcements and somehow holding the back.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I think he's taking an he's taking an underground route. So this was such to give him credit. This was such a good heads up route because he's understanding. Because you got to remember, guys, I need you to think like a pro player, right? Think about the situation you're in. My team's been wiped. They have P3 control. When you get wiped, it's a game within a game. You're trying to predict what positions they're most likely going to be in. And as you're clearing it, it's like a checklist in your head. He's not here, he's not here, he's not here. I've come off spawn. I think he's going to be here, 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 and here, right? And when you're clearing when you're clearing lanes, chat, you're trying to predict where people are going to be. That's what you're doing, right? And as you're clearing things, you're clearing that list of predictions. What Craze has done here is he's predicted, right, I've come off spawn. I think they have the entire map. This is going to be impossible to force out trades. So I'm the first guy in the flow. I am going to take the underground route in the hope of when I get to here, I can use it to either break P4 or get you out. So this was such a bloody heads up play from Craze. Again, if MC wins that one-on-one versus Craze, they're fine. FaZe are probably going to get a 50 points off that, right? The fact that he doesn't opens up the timing for Mac, who wins a huge one-on-one on Simp, by the way, to then repinch. Like, what do you think is good about the way Omit are flowing, about the positions they're playing? So, like, right here, what do you think is good about what Mac's doing? Explain to me what you think is really good about what Mac's doing here. He's holding an off angle and come back down. Yes, good. So this is now how we're going to start thinking like pro players, right? Yeah, sure, they're letting the game come to him. Fantastic answer, right? But then Mac's playing a hybrid spot when he's letting the game come to him, where he's playing an off angle because he's predicting where FaZe are going to be. He has an SMG. He's going to play an SMG position to give him the highest percentage chance of winning that next gunfight. He's ironing where they think they're going to be, and he's also in a position where he can help here, he can help here, and he can back off when needed. So his positioning is really important in this setup. Once Mamba dies, he does not have the timing, and he doesn't already have the map control to play to trade. He can't trade Mamba whatsoever. He's nowhere near. And he has an SMG. Once you realize, right, I can't force that trade, okay, all you have to do is not double scam. You need to play a position that's going to... This is what we call playing a guarantee. He is playing a position where he can play a guarantee and get out if needed. Honestly, tippable. Mamba, that was actually so tippable. I'm not even going to lie. But are they going to predict Cell? Are they going to predict MC? Wait, hold on. Are these guys hacking? Nah. So look at number 2, right? This is why having space is so important as the first guy. He is basically telling you what people are doing. He says, yo, I don't see anything top. I don't see anything here. Yo, keep checking your underground. This guy has kitchen cross. This guy has bedroom cross. Like, that's all they really need to pick up. Because there's no pressure on the map. Like, it's... Again, pro players are really good at tracking enemies. Easy for them to pick up. Right, Abizi can use his free life if he wants. Now, this is where Abizi is going to get information. They can bounce off that. Very good. Very good from FaZe here. Really, really good from FaZe. And you see the differences between how FaZe did it during the first P1 to P2 versus how Omit. If Mac just stays alive and he waits, and he tries to force his teammates to make the play. So like right here, he just sits. And these guys have to wait for each other. I mean, yeah, number 1's getting shot by bed or whatever. Which is kind of like unfortunate. But like he kind of has to wait, do nothing, because he has no progression. His teammates aren't doing anything. And they have to get top first. This is why, chat, this is an example of why flow is really important when it comes to breaking, because what lanes you hit first are going to make it easy for everyone else. Like, he doesn't have the ability, I know he's already bottom bed, but he doesn't have the ability to hit bottom bed to P1 first. He can't do that because FaZe have everything. There are certain lanes that are just so incredibly hard to do anything when a team has a full setup, right? This is one such occasion. That is why trying to get top first when you don't have kills is the best way to open up timings bottom bed and kitchen. And if he waits for number 4 just half a second, maybe like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and then 3 hits closet, then Mac can do something and then they can hit P1. It's like right here, Vivid, just chill. Vivid, don't do anything. Just wait, because he's already trying to make the play. You wait, you get top, you hit, then go.
Eyes up at the ready for this one.
Bloody hell, now he's moving.
Celium is just ripping damage across the map.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Omit a SEAL Team 6. Look at them. Look at how fast they move. Look at the mini-map here. Look at how fast 2 and 3 are moving together. They're moving together. Look, this is like Miami. This is like Vancouver-esque. They're moving with pace, 2 and 3. Look at him sliding down. Mac doesn't care if he dies. 54 seconds left. He's made 1 kill during a 4v3. You're the first guy. I need you going. Mac is going. He does not care if he dies. And I need you guys in rank to do the same thing. If we have numbers, 4v2, 3v1, 3v2, right? Any numerical advantage situation. If you are the first guy, I do not care if you are one shot. I need you to run and set up the kill for the second guy. He is going to set up the kill for Craze. Unless he kills him. Look at him. Just keep going. Keep going. Keep moving together. Keep playing fast. And then you play to trade. And this is what I keep saying, chat. Understand the situation you are in, right? So like right here, they make the right play because they've just made kills. 16 seconds left. They know P3 is going to be open. They're holding hands, hive-minded, and they're trying to get progression from you. This was fantastic. But then this is an element of adaptation. This is how you adapt split second. He's played that kill right here. He's one shot. He then doesn't commit to P3. He doesn't commit while one shot to try and get P3 progression. He plays his life because he realizes, right, I might not have the timing to get into P3. Therefore, they could already be there. I don't have progression, so I'm going to wait and stay alive. And this is how pro players, guys, oh shit. This is how pro players adapt based on what's happening in the moment. And then right here, Reese, I want to give you so much gas. The fact that you then just try and play to waste time, make them overextend, and let either wait for your teammates or let your teammates activate on other sides of the map. You're just trying to play a scam, which I like really liked here. Bad timing, but I really did like the play. And then right here now, chat, understand the situation you are in. Understand that FaZe have a P3. Understand where you are in the flow. First guy, you'll start taking routes. Understand what lanes you want to pick up in order to break. And you'll see how they do it here. They're going to play for mid. One guy's taking an underground route. Teams have started getting better at doing that, taking an underground route to then get bedroom control, get mid control. Last guy can then repinch through P3. Understand what lanes you want to fill. Understand what lanes you want to like flow into first. It will then help to set up the break.
Down right now. FaZe have been here before. We have seen some unbelievable comebacks.
The Mac is doing the same thing. That's fine. The effort is there. The intention is good. This is what I like, at least. And these are situations you need to be really careful about nitpicking. Sometimes the intention is good. Sometimes the thought process is good. But you just lose a gunfight. Or you get a bad timing. And these are the situations you need to be really careful about, like trying to reinvent the wheel. So what they did, the way that they tried to set up that break was actually really good. But if you lose your one or you get a bad timing, at the end of the day, it's COD. It's what happens. They're going to be doing it again here. Good kills. Still holding on to the P3. Right now, yeah, this map was really mixy.
One from Jim, one from upstairs.
Right, 30 seconds left. Let's see how they're breaking it again. They're trying to play through mid.
Unbelievable shots. They are fighting through every wave of Omit players.
Good job, at least from FaZe at the moment, of trying to of playing their kills on P3, playing to trade.
You can start to bombard your wave still for this old time. On to all time we go, and this could be the win. Abe's going to save it here. A massive moment. Last man in, the point, the dive.
Oh my god.
Win from Abizi. Stays alive. Your wave still for this old time. On to all time we go.
Hang on, have you guys just spawned behind?
A massive moment. Last man in, the point.
Oh. Oh my god. FaZe are watching that back and they're fuming. They are fuming.
They've got to get it towards time. You got to stay alive. Just put yourself in the corner. Guarantee at least one gunfight.
Oh my god. Yeah, past the halfway mark. Yeah, 100%. It's just damn. Damn, straight cheesing when I spawned in. Dude.